So, we are going to start this, we can call it a somewhat a marathon session for this ancient and medieval. First, before going deep into that, why we have to complete this session, we have to understand this. The importance of the session we will see for a few minutes. Then only we will understand how significant the session is. First is that you all know, out of 100 questions which is asked in the preliminary, most of the students they aim for only 75 questions. I am not telling that they are attempting only 75 questions. I am saying that they are aiming for only 75 questions. In that aiming also, with that 75% question in the aim, they go to the examination hall, they find that only 60 they are capable of attempting. Because in the 75% of the area, 15 questions they are not able to touch it. That is the area which they thought themselves. But 15% of questions they are not going to touch 15 questions per se. So, we are roughly attempting around 60 to 65 questions out of 100 in the preliminary. 100% you can write and give that you are not going to clear the preliminary. If you are attempting only 60 to 65 questions, you may be a person with a high strike rate also, you will not clear the preliminary. Because in the present trend, clearing the preliminary, a safe score would be around, let us say, 48 to 50 questions, net questions. 50 I would say, let us OBC candidate if you are 50 questions, okay. So, let us understand this. 100 questions are there in the preliminary, right. We have 100 questions in the preliminary, 100 questions. In the 100 questions, if you are preparing only for 75 questions, that means you be very sure that in the area which you have prepared also, in the 75% of 75 questions, definitely there will be some questions which is 10 to 15 questions you could not touch. Let us see if you have studied polity, complete polity you have studied, 15 questions are asked in the polity. How much ever you have studied in polity, even if Lakshmikant is writing the examination, let us say we are giving an option for him to write the preliminary, even Lakshmikant can't touch all the 15 questions. You know why? Because the UPSC is good at putting some questions in some areas where nobody should touch it. That is what they aim. They do not want anybody to have this strike rate of 65% of questions. Out of 100, if you are doing 65 questions correct, then the UPSC thinks it is failing. The UPSC says we have failed, we have not put the questions in the right way. The UPSC is always happy keeping the students at the range of 45 to 50. Even in the mains examination also I am telling, it is just 45%. Not even in the preliminary, in the mains examination. Interview score also, only the interview score may be 10% more. In the interview maybe you will get around 55-60% of the marks, but in the preliminary and the mains the UPSC says you would not reach even the 50% score. So, even the area polity is known to you, you will attempt only 12 questions at the maximum attempt, presuming that these 12 questions are known to you. Definitely the areas which you think you know and attempted, at least 1 or 2 questions will go wrong. This is the status, 1 or 2 questions will be wrong, definitely it is going to be wrong. So, if you put all this into this calculation, if you are preparing only for 75 questions of the areas, definitely 10 to 15 questions you would not attempt. So, that means you are attempting the questions, only 60 questions you are attempting, and definitely the people who are having a strike rate, let us say the strike rate, how much ever you are an expert in the UPSC's examination, 10 questions you attempt 10 questions you attempt, okay. Out of the 10 questions you attempt, the good strike rate for any person is 7 questions correct, 3 questions wrong. I am telling the best candidate in the market, 10 question attempt பண்றாருனா, forget he is not going to attempt all the 10. If saying, I am saying 10 attempt பண்றாரு, sir, he is attending all the 10, sir. So, what is the best strike rate you will have? 7 questions correct, 3 questions wrong. Rarely you will have a strike rate of 8 questions correct, 2 questions wrong, but that is a rarity. You understand this? That means 7 questions correct, 3 questions wrong means what is the net score you are having? Is 6 questions correct. Is that correct? This 3 questions wrong is going to eat away 1 correct mark, correct questions. So, 6 questions. So, with every 10 questions you attempt, only 6 net questions is going to be converted. So, let us say with 60 questions you attempted, if every 10 questions means you are having only 6 questions correct, out of 60 how many questions you will do? 36. You are understanding this? Out of every 10 questions, 4 questions you are not getting. So imagine this, 24 questions you are not touching. So the net score is going to be 36 and everybody will land up in a score of around 72 to 75 in the preliminary. This is the universal norm throughout India. So you take cross section of the people who attended the preliminary, they have prepared, you ask their score 72, 73, up to 80 they will say, sir 80, 79, 80. Why? This is the phenomena. The whole confusion is the phenomena. So where did we miss? We miss in the first stage itself, we missed. So instead of 75 questions you are preparing, 75% of the areas you are preparing, I suggest that you should prepare close to 95% of the areas, 90. Come fast. Okay? You should prepare 90% of the areas. Are you understanding this? Instead of 75% of the areas you are preparing for the preliminary, if you prepare 90% of the areas, definitely 10% we are not preparing. Please don't think that I am going to prepare 100% because that is also a failure strategy. Because I know some students taking one area, let us say in the preliminary, they come to the history, they say, sir, this one, I want to understand this East Indian Company charter. They asked one question about the East Indian Company's charter. What do they go? Okay, they go to the website, they search about the East Indian Company, formation, how many members are there, how much money they invested, from 1600s to another 150 years they are going to study. For what? For one question which had come rarely, and even I don't know the answer for this question. People say they are preparing what? 100% strategy. This is a failed strategy. This also is a failure strategy. And this person is stupid, this person is a fool. You are understanding this? If somebody is preparing for the UPSC examination with 100%, that means you write in a white sheet, I will write, you come here, I will write it in a white sheet and sign, put my signature, he is not going to clear. Nobody has ever cleared it, not me, nobody. Because there is a saying which says that, in search of a tree, don't miss the garden. In search of a tree, don't miss the garden. The whole garden is there, 100 questions we are having in the preliminary. How many net questions we wanted it correct? I told you, 50 net questions we wanted it correct. Why should I have to waste my whole preparation based on 1 or 2 questions which I don't know, which I am not preparing? You understand this? So our ideal strategy is going to be 10% I will leave. We don't want. If there is an area where it says that 10 question, 10%, very area where you can eliminate. Even in history I am telling you can eliminate a few areas. For example, there is a topic which is called regional kingdoms. Rarely they will ask a question once in 10 years. Even for the history optional students in the mains, they will rarely ask these questions. Regional kingdoms. So why you are preparing for this? If you see in the book, in the standard textbooks, if you see the questions, how much questions will be there, I mean how many pages will be there, 80 pages they have given in the standard textbooks, the regional kingdoms covering from Awadh, covering from Gujarat, Malwa, Mewar, then all the dynasties, and you read all this, they ask one question. In the mains I am telling, for optionals, not even for GS. Sir, for the preliminary, there will be a crackpot in the UPSC question setter who would put one question from that area. So the student will come to me and say, sir, you see I have not cleared the preliminary, you know what is my mark, sir? The preliminary cutoff was 96, sir. I got 94 questions, 94 net questions. So one question I have missed. You know one question, which question I missed? That regional kingdom I have missed. Now what is going to be next strategy next year? He is going to read the areas like the regional kingdoms, and I am sure he will not going to clear. Next year also his score is not going to be 94, it is going to go backwards. So please understand, it is not the hard work which you do, it makes you clear this examination. Hard work everybody has to do, I accept this. Everybody has to do the hard work. It is a norm, it is a status, it is a reality that hard work is a must. People are thinking that, please tell sir, work hard, you please tell. Why I should tell? If you are not working hard, you don't stand a chance to even write the preliminary. Hard work is already a prerequisite condition when you came for the preparation itself. Now after coming to the preparation, I am not going to tell you, you work hard. It is like saying a lie. Already you knew that hard work is a prerequisite condition for preparing the preliminary. If that is the case, now what we have to do? Do smart work. That I can tell you. What is this smart work? See the areas where more number of questions are coming, focus on those areas. Be confident, be safe, don't panic, don't be bothered if you are ignoring some areas. Why people are reading everything? Have you ever seen students, aspirants, what they do? Okay, we have majority of the aspirants, let us say 85% of the aspirants, they do what? They fully read the whole syllabus, fully. What is the meaning of fully reading the whole syllabus? Fully reading the whole syllabus means if you take modern India from 1707, they start with this NCERT and sir, they complete up to 1948 or 47. Sir, why they are doing this? You know why they are doing this? Because they wanted to fully cover the syllabus. So no, this is not the reason. They don't want to fully cover the syllabus because these people have not even read the syllabus. The people who do this. Then why are they doing this? Because sir, that gives them something which is so great, which is called satisfaction. It gives them of reading. It gives them what? Satisfaction that yes, I have read it. Questions they are solving, not solving and all, they say okay, that is different. I feel confident that I have read this whole history, I have read it. Like that, they are opening the Lakshmikant from page number 1 till the last page, index page last also they will go through once and they feel that they have completed polity. Sir, this satisfaction study is not going to help you for UPSC. Might be some places, some people would have told you, please read for satisfaction. Nobody cares what your satisfaction is. Do you actually care? You could be satisfied and not clear. You could not be satisfied and clear. Which you want? You say, sir, I could be satisfied and clear. That is not possible. That is like double condition. If you are satisfied in studying, that means you are satisfying yourself, not the demands of the UPSC. All the toppers who are cleared, I have been interacting with them. These toppers say, sir, I did not read that area. I am not okay. Sir, I feel that only I have covered limited topics. And some people will say, sir, ellam padishtan sir, everything fine sir. Okay, I am very much satisfied. But they will not clear. Because satisfaction you get out of doing this remote, rote, like a mechanical way. Just page by page you turn and you take one book, page by page you turn and it gives you a satisfaction. This strategy will not work. It may be hard for you in the last few days of the preliminary, but sometimes truth has to be told, okay, at free of cost also. Because sometimes people, they have to think that if important things are coming, they think, yeah, that is no. I am saying this is an important truth. Don't ever study to fulfill your mental satisfaction. Your mental satisfaction, nobody cares. Nobody cares, including yourself. Sir, then what, sir? What we should do? Syllabus, okay. Syllabus, previous year question paper analysis. Sir, then wait, before I go there, to this point, before I go. Sir, then do you think that we should not study? From page to page, 1707 NCERT, you are telling we should not study? No, I am telling that you should do it when? 1 year before the examination. 1 year before the examination, maybe you should study. If you have 1 year, the whole year in front of you, before the examination, the first time when you are studying, definitely you have to study. You have to go a bit slow. Sometimes you have to know something which is not required for the examination, because it gives a base, it gives a play, fundamental play. It gives a clear understanding. I am not telling every word which you read should be related to the examination. That is not possible. That is not possible. But I am telling that this type of study in the last 150 days or the last 120 days, this should be avoided. Last 120 days, it should be avoided, because this gives you satisfaction, no results. Then what you have to do? Go to the next. What is the next? Focus on the areas where questions are coming. You may feel that some areas you are not touching, but doesn't care. Okay, even if one question is coming from that area, let us say you have focused everything based on the previous year trend, based on the time available, because our time is limited, no? Time is a luxury which none of us have. Time is a luxury which none of us have. Neither you have nor I have. Of course, I have time because I can prepare for the next year also. But you don't have time because you are going to write the preliminary. You are understanding this? So the point is that given the limitation of the time, you could only do those things which are important for the examination. And that means consciously eliminating some areas. which also means a risk taking. It is worth taking a risk. It is better to take a risk and clear and versus not to take a risk and all and not to clear. You are understanding this? It is always better to take a risk and clear. You are understanding this? So the point is that definitely you are not going to complete the whole syllabus. Accept that as a fact, and also accept that if your time is not good, that area which you consciously neglected, from that area one question is going to come in the preliminary. And if your time is doubly not good, சிலருக்கு வந்து சாவு கிராக்கி வந்துரும், சிலருக்கு வந்து அது அப்போ வரும். அப்படி இருந்தால் என்ன சார் ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, first question will be that question, and that question will be from the area where you have neglected, and you are seeing that Sadik sir பேச்சை கேட்டு இப்படி ஆகி போச்சு அப்படி. Okay, and next what will happen I will tell you. If you are intelligent, you will look at the second question as the first question and clear the preliminary. If you are not intelligent, you will think the first question as the all the 100th question and not clear the preliminary. You understand? And there is a possibility that the first question is a very rare exception question which you have eliminated, that area it has come. Don't worry. And we are not aiming for what? We are not aiming for all these 100 questions. I don't need. I told you 100 questions if we aim, our strategies fail. We are not aiming. We want just 90 questions. That's it. Prepare for 90 questions. 90% of the area. 90 to 92% of the area we have to prepare. 1 or 2 questions, rare questions, they okay, we will leave it. It's not. In that 90 to 90% of the questions which you are preparing, how many questions we should attempt? Let us say 10% we are not attempting. As I told you the grand rule, 10%. And the 10% if you don't attempt also, the area in which you will be attempting would be around 80 to 82. Sir, what is the strike rate? I said, even if the strike rate is very low, okay, it should be not less than 7. It should not be less than 7. If your strike rate is less than 7, you are choosing a question to attempt, and 10 questions you are choosing to attempt, and in the 10 questions, 7 questions you should do right. That is what you are choosing. இல்லனா நீங்க சொந்த செலவுல சூனியம் வச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்கன்னு அர்த்தம். You are choosing a question and making it wrong means already 0.33 marks is gone, which is your own invitation. Nobody told you to attempt this question, but you have chosen that I am going to take this question and get it wrong. You are understanding this first? So the point is very simple. You are choosing every 10 questions, and in that the strike rate should be not less than 70%. That is minimum 7 questions should be correct. Sir, how do we do this 7 questions correct? Of course I am choosing the 10, but I find that out of the 10 choosing questions, always my strike rate is 5, 4, 6. 6 also danger, I am telling you. 7 least is 7. If it is 6, it is 5, finished. Then sir, why it is always 5 for me? Sir, I am only choosing, sir, preliminary, you all know your test batch we are running. Yesterday we had this test. People are telling, sir, I am choosing. See, you see, out of 50 question only attempted, sir. That 25 question tappayiduchu, sir. Out of 100 question, 50 only he chose to attempt. That itself is not going to clear. If you choose 50, I told you what is the strategy, where you are going to land up. You understand? 45 to 50 net questions, it has to be correct. Please remember, net questions. That means questions after deduction, it should be 50. That means without deduction, it should be 55, 56. Because secondary, you are going to make 10, 15 questions wrong. But when you are attempting only 50 questions, how can your net question be 50? You tell me. If you are attempting 80, 82 only, your net questions can be around 60, 62, 63. Okay? So students say, I attempted only these 50 questions. அதில் 25 கொஸ்டின் தப்பாக போச்சு. என்ன சார் பிரச்சனை அப்படின்னா, ஒழுங்காக படிக்கலங்கிறது தான் பிரச்சனை, வேறு எதுவுமே கிடையாது. You have not read. இல்லை சார், மார்னிங் டு நைட் ஐ எம் ஜஸ்ட் சிட்டிங். உங்கள் இன்ஸ்டியூட்டில் தான் சார் உட்காந்து படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன், கார்னரில் டெய்லி பார்க்குறீங்களே என்ன அப்படிங்கிறோம். ஆமாம், you are doing this work, you are doing this act of studying, but you are not studying. You understand the act? I am not saying acting, no. I am saying you are doing a verbal way. You are doing a verb, action. But you are not actually putting things into your head. That is a problem. You are sitting with the book from morning to night, let us say morning 6 to evening night 10 o'clock, there is no guarantee that you will clear. I am not saying that 100% you are going to clear. That means all our students should have cleared. ஸ்டடி ஹாலெல்லாம் நான் பார்க்குறேன், போய்ட்டு காலையில் அவன் 24 hours ஸ்டடி ஹாலில் புக் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கான். நான் 2 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டை கூப்பிட்டு பேசினேன். 24 hours ஸ்டடி ஆகலாம். I said, when are you sleeping? சார் படிச்சுட்டே தூங்கிடுவோம் சார். அப்போ அது போய் என்ன சார் இருக்குது? Because it gives them a satisfaction that yes, I have booked my 24 hours for studying. I am telling you, booked your whole life for studying. Why don't you take it that way? You understand this? And people think that, sir, 50 questions, why out of 50, 25 is wrong? Is because there is no completion of the syllabus, there is no adequate revision, and there is no practice test. There is no completion of the syllabus. Completion means not the 100% completion. That completion which I said, which is around 75, 80, 90% of the syllabus. Secondly, there is no adequate revision. So completion, revision, practice. Okay, remember these 3 key words. Okay, completion, okay, revision and practice. If you only follow these 3, definitely your name is there in the preliminary list which you are clearing. Now itself I can tell you, if you do this completion of the syllabus, how much? Not 100%. No. Sir, roughly I could take the risk of 85% also. 80 to 85%. This will do. 80 to 85%. Revision. This 80% of the syllabus, okay, into 3 to 4 times. Right? Sir, practice those areas which you have read, revised, and also based on the requirement of the UPSC, requirement of the UPSC, okay, question paper, it has to be attempted. How many questions roughly you have to take? 20 minimum test you have to take. Minimum, I am telling. 20. You understand? 20 times you should subject yourself to the UPSC's mind. 20 times before you go to the UPSC examination. And this 20 times should happen in a proper period. This also we have to understand. அறிவாளி நிறைய பேர் இருக்காங்க யூபிஎஸ்சியில். அறிவாளி எல்லாம் யூபிஎஸ்சி ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண வரான்ல, அதான் பிரச்சனைங்க. And you know what these people do? These 20 tests, they take it in the last week of the examination. பரீட்சைக்கு போகிறது கடைசி ஒரு வாரம் இருக்குல்ல, 20 டெஸ்ட் உட்காந்து அடித்து தள்ளுறாங்க. காலையில் ஒரு டெஸ்ட், மத்தியானம் ஒரு டெஸ்ட், ஈவினிங் ஒரு டெஸ்ட். காலையில் ஒன்று, மத்தியானம் ஒன்று, ஈவினிங் ஒன்று. Why these people are doing, I don't know. Because they think symbolically they say 20 tests we have to complete. The mindset. Out of 1000 people, for 1% it will work. 1%, not 1%, 1%. 1000 பேர் இதை மாதிரி வேலை பண்ணனா ஒருத்தனுக்கு வழங்கும். And it does not work for him because of this only, some other parameters. But all the 999, they will look at this person and say that is the strategy, and they will copy. இதுதான் தொல்லை. Whatever everybody is doing, out of so many people, they are not doing this strategy, nobody will look. What is so unique and disturbing? That one person has completed all the 20 tests in the last 1 week. Lot of people will see and say inspiration. Why do you take the inspiration? You understand ever? Because it always gives you an hope that last 1 week is sufficient for clearing. எதுக்கு அந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்கள் எடுக்கிறீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க? ஈஸி எக்ஸாம்பிள். கடைசி ஒரு வாரம் 20 டெஸ்ட்டை பண்ணிடலாம், ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. நம்ம இட்ஸ் நாட் அவுட் ஆஃப் 100 days, if you are sleeping 93 days also no problem, sir. Last 1 week is there, no? That 20 question, that's the question, if you do, clear. Example, that one person cleared, no, like that only he cleared. So I am also going to clear like that only. You understand this? So all this proved to be a very costly mistake. Don't ever do this. If you are not going to listen, 1 year you have to suffer. UPSC is highly punishing. If you don't do one thing, you are punished for 1 year. இது பயங்கரமா இருக்குது. Girlfriend also, if you see, they don't punish. I'm not saying that they don't punish for 1 month maximum. UPSC punishes us for 1 year. One mistake you do, 1 year punishment. Can you tolerate this? The next year also you will not do this mistake. Next mistake you will try. 7 mistakes you do, your attempts are over. Now 9 plus 7 plus 2, I think. But of course, what good it is clearing at the 9th attempt. பல்லு போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் பக்கோடா எதுக்குன்னு கேட்குறேன் நான். 9th attempt சர்வீஸ் வாங்கி நான் என்ன சொல்கிறதுக்கு இருக்குது சொல்லுங்கள். யோசிச்சு பாருங்க நீங்கள். What are you going to do getting the service at the 9th attempt? You started your preparation at 21. getting the service at 31, your eyesight is gone, your tooth is gone, your sensibility is gone, your energy is gone, but just you get the IAS in the end, and of course at the age of 31, I don't know what you have to say. Okay, this happens for most of the aspirants, I am telling you, but be smart, be smart. There are people who clear at the age of 21, 22 itself. We have students, our students clearing at 22. You understand this? How did they do it? They are super smart. All this they already know it. This is the point. I am surprised. Sometimes when I speak, I know, I understand what you are telling. That is what we have been doing it, but I do not know exactly the manner in which you said. But that's how we are doing it actually. We have been following it same way only. You understand this? So nothing wrong, we can do it. But for many of the students who are present, everything, each and everything is a new revelation. ஏதோ உலகத்தில் ஒரு கடவுள் வந்து சொன்ன மாதிரி இதா தெரியவே இல்லை இத்தனை நாள். Nobody told no sir. It's a big revelation. If it is a revelation for you, please you understand you are lagging behind. You are lagging behind. Nothing to worry. Don't panic anything. Still lot of days or more. And before I go with this class, let me give one more positive note also. People say sir you are always என்ன சார் ரொம்ப பயப்படுத்துற மாதிரி பேசுறீங்க, கொஞ்சம் பாசிட்டிவாக பேசிங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும்ல. இல்லை, you require confidence no. You understand, you have seen 23 புலிகேசி, 23வது புலிகேசி படத்தை பார்த்துருங்க. When the enemy is coming and knocking at the door, what the புலிகேசி's lecture you have seen? வீரர்களே வீரர்களே நீங்கள் எதிரை கண்டு அஞ்சாதீர்கள், நீங்கள் கோழைகள் அல்ல சிங்கங்கள். This talk, do you think this pep talk is going to help you clear this examination? When you have nothing to do, you are in front of the examination, question paper is in front of you, you have no way to run away from the examination, and that time of course I can give a pep talk, very beautiful pep talk, and you feel that you have cleared IAS. But what good is the pep talk now? You tell me. Can I give this pep talk now? What good it is? You tell me. Now at least I have to tell you frankly, yeah, you have to prepare, you have to work hard, you have less time, have to expose the issues in front of you. That's why I am here. It may be hard, it may be difficult, but there is a fact. You are understanding this? And let's positive note, I will one or two things I will say. First thing is that don't you worry that the time is limited. How much time still we are having? Somebody give me, let me guess. How many days? 80 days, let us say, roughly 80 days we are having. It is sufficient. If you are in the field, 80 days is sufficient for you. If you are an aspirant, regular aspirant, reading one way or another, sir, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, on and off, but I am doing it regularly. I know I am in touch with these subjects, GS subjects, with CSAT paper. 80 days, 100% is sufficient. But now, if you have to clear with this 80 days in hand, the strategy has to be a foolproof strategy. Foolproof strategy. You understand? What is this foolproof strategy? 80 days means you calculate roughly 12 hours a day, you calculate, let us say 800 hours, okay, removing all this and that, 750 hours, that is sufficient. 750 hours, focus on the areas where questions are asking every year, subject wise, only that. Now, because I am telling that you should know what this areas, when I say Buddhism, Jainism questions are asked, you have to exactly go to the place where Buddhism, Jainism is there, read only that. But I told you, this strategy is going to give you a fear. I have not read before, I have not read after, but holistically you know the whole story, I am telling. If you know the story holistically, then you will not be bothered. Just go to that gold mines where questions are coming, only do that. And split the time of 80 days, 800 hours, 750 hours in such a way that you are giving time to all the three. What are the three? Okay, where is the three? Yeah, completion, revision, practice. It should be given for this, 8 hours should be given for what? Completion of those gold mines, revision, re-revision, visiting of those gold mines, and sir, practice. And I have seen people, I don't want to make you more, what to say, optimistic. I have seen people clearing the examination studying 30 days with me. In our tent and all, the preliminary is so tough. But we had an advantage in our days because we had one optional subject in the preliminary. If you are good at optional, you read 15 days and you clear the preliminary. And we had people like this doing, because GS was a commonality for all. Everybody will do 150 questions, we had GS by then. Okay, 150 question, no negative marking. So most of the people used to attend 150 questions, and out of that people will get roughly around say 100, 117, 110 like this they used to get. Okay, optional by then was very what to say a determining factor. So if you are strong in, but both these put together only the preliminary mark will be there. So if you are strong in optional, 120 questions in optional, but optional one question is 2.5 marks, GS one question is 1 mark only. So we have a great weightage for optional. So the people who 15-20 days they will clear, including me, I am telling. Okay, just read the last 15 days, we clear the preliminary. But now the trends have changed. Now the trend is different. GS decides, and GS has become so uncertain. Just 100 questions. If you interrupt in this 100 questions, 10 questions you interrupt wrong. You don't understand exactly what the question is asking. That's it. So this is why now I am telling preliminary is too unpredictable. Those days it was predictable. That is the problem with the UPSC now. Lot of the senior students are feeling the same thing. What? Now the preliminary is highly unpredictable. Exactly, we can say this person will clear mains, but I can't say whether this person will clear preliminary or not. Person has gone to the interview and come back, and I can't guarantee next year whether he will clear preliminary or not. Why? Uncertainty. Preliminary. Uncertainty. So much uncertainty. Why uncertainty? 100 questions are going to decide you. And in that 100 question also you have negative marking. இதுதான் பெரிய தொல்லை. So in this given trend also, I think 80 days is sufficient. Complete the gold mines in this 80 days. The 80 days gold mines you complete. And having completed these gold mines in this 80 days, adequate revision. Constantly you revise, constantly practice, and one more important thing, don't ever waste your time and energy other than this thing for the next 80 days. Maybe slight deviation can do. ஏதோ ஒரு நாள் சார் ஒரு மணி நேரம் 2 மணி நேரம் இப்படி சுற்றுறேன், that's fine. But 80 days devote yourself. Otherwise this 1 year preparation is going to go waste. You understand this? Okay, that will be sufficient. Let us jump into this. Okay, any doubt before we proceed? Online people all, I have muted you all. Okay, you don't have any way to chat with me or talk to me. Okay, because I think you are putting all grinder and all. So we'll stop there. If you have any doubt, you just type. Somebody is there, moderator, they will tell me what questions you are having. Okay. So roughly we are having how many hours we are going to spend in this session? Maximum I have decided 16 hours. Maximum I have decided 16 hours. But it could vary from, let us say, 12 hours to 16 hours. I don't know. Okay. Based on the speed in which we are going. Okay. And in this 12 to 16 hours, what is our target? We are going to complete ancient plus medieval. Ancient plus medieval. Sir, in this ancient and medieval, how are we going to go? I am bothered about one thing, is that I would like to give an outline which is very crucial. Most of the people, they have eliminated these areas. Initially I started with this discussion where most of the people know, I started with this discussion that most of the people only prepare for 75% of the questions, 75%, and in that 75% what they have eliminated is ancient plus medieval they have eliminated. Why they? Of course they may be having some reasons for eliminating that. They say, sir, we have eliminated because it is too big, it is too vast, we are not going to, we see ancient medieval question, we are not going to attempt, let us say they say. But I am telling that let us say if ancient plus medieval is 8 to 10 questions if you are coming, sometimes it will be 7 to 10. உங்களுக்கு நேரம் நல்லா இல்லைன்னா அது 12-13 கொஸ்டின் கூட வரும், புரிஞ்சில்ல, நம்ம நேரம் எப்படின்னு தெரியல. So I am telling in that 8 to 10 questions also, if you have decided to eliminate out of 100 questions that area I am not going to touch at all, so this is the wrong strategy. I suggest that in this 8 to 10 questions, if you have some understanding, very basic understanding, and easily you could do 4 to 6 questions, I think you can do. Some understanding, some basic reading in some areas. Kuncham guesswork we can do. In the 4 to 6 questions, which are the areas we can do? One, the 4 areas should be an outline. Okay, outline questions, which is called chronology. Chronology type of questions, where if you know what happened where, roughly you can say the statement is wrong. You can say the statement is wrong. Just you know that, yes sir, this is wrong. Number 2, terminology. They have some words. So you know that this word means like this means, you can say this is right or wrong. Terminology. Third, about let us say understanding. Sir, understanding is what? Understanding is you understand the polity, society, economy. See, this ancient and medieval India, they did not happen in any haphazard manner. There is a period in ancient and medieval India where the society was good. There is a period in ancient and medieval India where the society was poor. You have to just understand this time the society was good, prosperous. This time the society was not prosperous, it is having some problems. That much only if you understand, you could say the statement is wrong. If they put a negative statement in a positive period, that is wrong. Negative statement in a positive period. Let us say during the time of the Guptas, there was so much poverty in India that people have to sell their houses. If they put the question, this is wrong. Because we know for sure that Gupta time there was no such poverty. But they are going to tempt you to attempt this question because they are saying you are giving, then you can understand the statement also. You can attempt. You are understanding this? So, like this question also they will put some fundamental understanding that we will give, some fundamental understanding. Sometimes they will give about books and authors. Books and authors. In the books also, what is the books about? What is the book about? Yesterday I think in the test batch we had put a book which is called Lalita Vistara. Lalita Vistara. Anybody know the meaning of this book? Anybody know except the students who attended? What is this book associated with? Is it Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism, Charvaka, or is it associated to ancient India, medieval India, modern India? Is it written by a Governor General? Anything? Somebody tell me. Yeah? நீங்கள் கிளாஸ் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு சொல்லிட்டீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் இல்லை ஆமாம் அப்போ அந்த புக்கோட வாட் இஸ் மீனிங் ஓகே there is a book which is called Lalita Vistara. So like this there are book. I think last years also if you have seen questions of this nature had been asked. Whether this book is very simple questions. Whether the book is associated with Buddhism and Jainism. See sometimes they will ask, they will give a term and ask whether what is this. It is astronomy or is it a book or is it a warfare or is it a ship. Okay. So like that you have an outline, something which will be speaking in the class. That next the fifth point is that connections. Connections means what? Connections means there are connections between one ruling dynasty and another ruling dynasty. There is connections either by war, either by peace treaty, Bahmani Vijayanagar, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Vijayanagar. Okay, then Marathas versus the Mughals. That connection, there that areas also questions are being asked. Okay, what this person did something, whether how it is impacted. Okay, so these areas, if you know for sure, outlines, terminology, some understanding, books and authors, then some similarities in the connections. Okay, we can definitely know this period. That's why we put chronology and compare chronology questions. During the time of Harsha, who was the ruler? During the time of Harsha ruled in northern part of India. I hope just randomly. Harsha ruled in the northern part of India. Yes, who was his contemporary in the South India? Yeah? South India, that is a question you have to understand. You are telling in the central India. I need the name. Two rulers, Mahendra Verma and Narasimha Verma. Okay, two rulers. So like this, you have to know if a statement is wrong, there are many symptoms, lights, red lights which are there in the statement. If you identify these red lights, you make a statement wrong, 50% you are through the question. தப்பான ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கண்டுபிடிச்சிங்க, தப்பானது ஒன்று கண்டுபிடிச்சிங்க. Always you should know how to find the wrong rather than finding what is right. You know why? In any statement, find what is wrong. Okay, what is wrong? Always. This helps largely, I tell you. Why? Somebody has said, what is it? Somebody is saying something? It is easy. Finding fault is easy, but finding the wrong statement is not easy. You can find fault. See, if you find a right statement, right in a question, that doesn't say that the statement is right. In one statement, if one part of the statement is right, doesn't mean that the statement is right. But in a statement, if one small part is wrong, then the statement is wrong. நான் பேசுறது புரியுதா? ராங் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு என்ன ஒரு பெருமைன்னா, பெரிய ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஒரே ஒரு பார்ட் மொத்தம் தப்புனா ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டே தப்பு. ஸோ வி கேன் ஈஸிலி சே தி ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இஸ் ராங். பட் ரைட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு பிரச்சனை என்னன்னா, சார் இது ரைட்டுன்னு நான் கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டேன், பட் யூ டு நாட் நோ வெதர் த நெக்ஸ்ட் இஸ் ராங் ஆர் ரைட். ஓகே, let us say I put a question, I put a statement that Ashoka convened the third Buddhist council in the year 251 BC and as a result of it compiled Abhidhamma Pitaka. You understand the statement? Ashoka convened the third Buddhist council in the year 251 BC as a result of which he compiled Abhidhamma Pitaka. Statement is right or wrong? So somebody is telling fourth council. Okay, எத்தனை parameters இருக்கு பாவம். Answer is third council only. It is not fourth. It is the third Buddhist council only. Okay, here you are saying 251. Okay, what about the Abhidhamma Pitaka? Is it compiled in the third Buddhist council? You identify one thing which is wrong, the statement is wrong. You understand this? Anyhow, we'll see that. So like this, always my class, if it should help you to find the culprit in between the statements, then our mission is fulfilled. புரியுதுல? எங்கனாச்சும் this what to say mines, land mines மாதிரி எங்கங்க statement mines இருக்குது, அங்கங்க எதனாச்சும் இருக்கும் statement mines, அதை கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். புரியுதுல? It requires an expert eye. நிறைய பேர் ஈஸியாக கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவான், ஈஸியாக preliminary clear பண்ணிட்டாங்க. Why? they know சார் ராங் சார், இது எப்படியோ ராங், பார்த்தா ராங்குன்னு தெரியுதுங்கிறான். நிறைய பேருக்கு தெரியல, நல்லா தான் சார் இருக்குது ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட், கம்மாலாம் போட்டிருக்கான், நல்லா கிளியராக இருக்குது, படித்தா புரியுது இல்லை? நோ. ஸோ அவர் எய்ம் ஹியர் இஸ் டு ஃபைண்ட் தி கல்பிரிட் பார்ட். ரைட்? எனிஹவ் லெட் இட் கோ. லெட் அஸ் ஜம்ப் இன்டு திஸ். I am going to start with the ancient. Go all the way from where? From somewhere I am going to start and go all the way. How many years we are going to travel? Let us say in these roughly, let us say we are going to start from 2500 BC to roughly I am going to go up to 1707 AD. This is roughly how many years? 2500 plus 1700, roughly around 4200 years we are going to cover. Okay, it is going to be a time frame we are going to cover. How I am going to do? I am not going to be teaching. Please you understand, there are two ways in which we conduct the classes. One class where we are very comfortable, which normally is my manner in which I conduct the class, where we are very slow, we stop, we think, we discuss lot of the things. Okay, that is how I would like to conduct the class also, any manner. This class will have some similarity of that. The second class is where somebody is pushing me from behind, somebody is pulling me from ahead. அப்படி ஒரு கிளாஸ் இருக்கும்ல, அது இந்த கிளாஸ் தான். அது புரிஞ்சுல? where I am more interested in giving more data, more interested in concentrating my effort. Okay, concentrating too much. It will have, the first type of class will be very nice, feel good factor. Second type of the class will be, what to say, a bit pressurized factor, both for us. Okay, you want the first way or second way? And sir, how do you choose? Yeah, you have the question. Sir, எது எங்களுக்கு எப்படி சார் தெரியும்? If you are not read anything in ancient medieval India, first way is the way. இல்லை சார் நான் படித்தேன் ஆனால் புரியல, எனக்கு ஏற்கனவே தெரியும், then way 2 is what we have to choose. Now you tell me which way you will choose. You understand the two ways, no? Okay, way number 1, way number 2. This is novice way. This is somewhat a veteran way, or some person who is already done. Which way we want? You want me a middle way, middle path?